Good morning, students. This is Dinesh Mehbubani. I am HOD in Chemical Engineering Department at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology, and I am going to take effective technical communication in this semester. Now, as we know that there are total 6 units to be covered in this subject. The unit number 1 is Dynamics of Communication, in which we have to study the basics of communication. Then after that we have to study the technical communication, in which two chapters will be covered. First one is technical speaking and the second one is technical writing. Then after we have to study two chapters basis on the base of ethics and etiquettes in engineering, and the last one is self-assessment. So let us begin with chapter number 1. The unit 1 is dynamics of communication. First of all, what is the meaning of communication? Okay, as you can see on your screen, communication has arisen from the word communicare. Actually, it is a Latin word. The meaning of communicare is to share. The meaning of communicare is to share. So what is communication? So communication, we can say it is one type of sharing, but what we have to share? So we can share our ideas, we can share our knowledge, we can share our information. So if you want to define the communication, then we can define like this. It is the process of sharing of knowledge, information and ideas between a sender and a receiver through accepted code of symbols. Now, what is the meaning of accepted code of symbols? See, communication basically can be done with the help of words. Means if I am talking with you, then it is also communication. If I am sending a message to you, that is also communication. If I am directly communicating with the help of, without any using of words, without use of any words, then that is also one type of communication. Like I can communicate with the help of gestures, I can communicate with the help of eyes. Okay, let's move on to the next topic, that is communication process. To understand the communication process, first of all we have to understand the communication model. As you can see on your screen, the communication model consists of 5 things. The first one is sender, then encoding, then channel, decoding and the recipient. There is another block that is known as noise. So if we start from the sender, who is a sender? See, sender is the one who is creating the message, who is creating the information, who is initiating the communication, that is known as sender. The sender will send a message to the channel, but before sending the message to the channel, first of all the signal is to be encoded, the message is to be encoded. Now what is the meaning of encoding? So encoding means we have to provide some information, we have to provide some meaning to our message. So encoder purpose is to provide meaning to the message. So sender will send the message, encoder will encode the message. Encoding means we have to provide the meaning to the message. Then that message is transferred to the channel. Channel can be anything. That means if we are sending with the help of emails, then the channel is air, internet, right? If we are directly communicating, then the channel is air. Okay, then after sending the signal, the channel will send the signal to the recipient, and the recipient will receive the signal, but the signal is passed to the decoder. The decoder is the device that is used to decode the message. Now what is the meaning of decoding the message? Decoding means we have to find the meaning of the message, what actually it consists of. Okay, so receiver will receive the message. Okay, so this I have explained in detail. For sharing the information, two parties are required. One is sender, another is receiver, and there should be a mutually accepted code for communication. It should not like that one is speaking Hindi, another is not able to speak Hindi or understand Hindi. So the accepted code of communication, that should be mutual, mutually accepted. Mutually accepted means both should know that which type of communication is going to happen. Okay, then sender The contents of the message are formed by the sender. Encoder is used to collect the information and provide the meaning to the message. Then channel is the media through which the communication is carrying in form of words, actions, signs and combination of all. Then receiver receives the message decoded by the decoder and it will find the meaning of the message. Now how we can say the communication is effective? How we can say the communication is effective? If the message sent by the sender is exactly same as the message received by the receiver, then we can say the communication is effective. And how we can know the communication is effective? So for that purpose we are having a feedback channel. Now what is the meaning of feedback channel? The feedback channel is the channel that carries the response from the receiver to sender. If the receiver is receiving the signal, then receiver will send a response to the sender that yes, I have received the message, and that response is traveled with the help of feedback. So feedback is a channel that is providing signal from receiver to sender in a reverse way. Okay. Now if the message, as I told you, if the message sent by the sender and received by the receiver both are same, then the communication is effective. And if the received message and sent messages are not same, then there may be some noise present in the system. Now what is noise? So we can say noise is any unwanted signal that interferes the communication. Okay. So this was about the communication process. Let's move on to the next topic. Now levels of communication. There are different levels of communication because communication is not like that it is taking place only human beings. It is also possible that communication takes place between human being and an animal and non-living. Okay, so if we classify the levels of communication, there are basically 5 types of communication levels. First one is extrapersonal, second is intrapersonal, third one is interpersonal, fourth is organizational, and last one is mass communication. Let us study them one by one. Okay, let us talk about extrapersonal communication. Now what is the meaning of extrapersonal communication? The communication that takes place between human beings and non-human beings, that is known as extrapersonal communication. As you can see in the image, the communication that takes place between a dog and a human being. We can also give one another example, like if the communication is taking place between a bird with human being, then machine and robots with human beings, then this type of communication is known as extrapersonal communication. See, you have noticed that sometimes if you are having a pet at your home, if you are having a pet dog at your home, then if you will reach home, he or she is able to understand the meaning that what you are going to say. You are not speaking anything and he is not able to understand, but you are not exchanging the words, but he is able to understand what you are trying to say. That like if you are reaching home, then it will wag his tail, that is boss has arrived. Similarly, birds are also able to communicate. See, birds do not know our language, they do not know our language, but they are able to communicate with us. Now what are the characteristics of this type of communication? We have written here, it requires more perfectness, understanding and coordination between the two entities, that is receiver and sender. Because it is not like each and every pet dog is a very smart dog or each and every bird is very smart, so the level of understanding should be very high. Okay, so this type of communication, it requires more perfectness. Second one is intrapersonal communication. What do you mean by intrapersonal communication? The communication that is taking place inside the human body, that is known as intrapersonal communication. Like some people have habit to talk with themselves, some people are thinking, some are anxious, some people get motivated from inside, some are facing lot of stress. So these are some types of examples of it. So if we talk about the intrapersonal communication, and if you want to give the definition, so what is the definition of intrapersonal communication? Communication that takes place within an individual is known as intrapersonal communication. Now, brain is connected electrochemically to all organs of the body. Like if I give example, if something is hot, if you are touching a hot thing, then what happens? Brain will get a signal. Your hand will send a signal to the brain that this thing is hot, move your hand. Or the another example is when I am throwing a ball at you. If I am throwing a ball at you, then you are looking from your eyes and ball is coming. So what you will do? Either you are going to catch the ball or you are just moving aside to save yourself. Right? So these are the communications that are taking place inside the body. So we can say these type of communication are known as intrapersonal communication. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Interpersonal communication. So interpersonal communication is the communication that takes place between two or more close people. Interpersonal. Now what is the meaning of inter? Inter means between two. If I am saying intercity, then intercity means between two cities. Similarly, if I am writing interpersonal, so interpersonal means it is taking place between two persons or more than two persons. Okay, the communication can be formal or informal. Now what is the meaning of formal and informal? Like if you are talking with your friend, then there is no need to become formal. You can directly say like hi, hello, how are you, what's up, hi buddy, hey bro. So these are the salutations that we are using for the informal communication. That means if you are communicating with your close friend, relatives, then that is known as informal communication. And if you are talking with your boss, with any employee of your company, if you are talking employee of any another company, then that type of communication should be formal. You cannot say hi dear, hello, what's up to your boss. Okay, there are some limitations for that. Okay, so we can say this type of communication is more effective. Why more effective? Because if two persons are talking, interpersonal communication means two persons are talking between each other. Two persons are talking with each other. That means what? The sender and receiver are able to share the responses. Means if the response is not clear, if the receiver has not actually get what the sender is trying to say, then receiver will directly send that I have not understood. Please send me again. Please tell me again what you are trying to say. So this is known as interpersonal communication. It takes place between two or more close people. It can be formal or informal, and it is more effective because the sender and receiver can share the responses with each other in form of feedback. Organizational communication. Next one is organizational communication. The communication that takes place between individuals of the organization. That means what? The communication that is taking place inside an organization. For example, we can consider the communication that is taking place inside a college. If you want to communicate with your HOD or faculties, then the communication type is little bit different. Okay, if you are talking with your friends, then the communication is different. And if we talk about organization, there are various ways to communicate. Like sometimes, if the leader wants to communicate, then he will conduct some meeting, right? And if any chairman wants to communicate, if a head office is located at Mumbai and the chairman wants to communicate with each and every person of the organization located at different cities, then he will do conferencing, video conferencing, forwarding instructions, etc. So these type of communication normally are formal in nature. Formal in nature means we have to follow some rules. We have to follow the rules of the organization. Each and every organization is having different rules and regulations. So they have to follow that. Like our college is also having different rules and Okay, this type of communication is helpful in increasing productivity and the development of the organization. If the communication is taking place in a better manner, then the chances of productivity and the development of the organization will increase. Let us move on to the last, that is mass communication. Now, what is the meaning of mass communication? See, mass communication is meant for a large audience. If you want to communicate with crores of people, if you want to communicate globally, okay, so you cannot communicate directly. There is some medium of communication with the help of which we are able to transmit the information, and that type of information can be transmitted with the help of news, magazines, internet, TV. So this type of communication is known as mass communication. Some characteristics of mass communication is the mass communication may be one-sided, because we are not knowing that who is going to read that information that we are sharing. If I am writing a blog, if I am writing an article on the internet, then I am not able to get that how many persons have read that. I can know that, but who are reading, I cannot get the response from that. So we can say this type of communication is impersonal, because the persons are unknown to each other. Lakhs of people are there, those who are reading the blogs. Okay, so I am not able to know the person. One last thing is that the information published should be more convincing and authentic. Now, what is the meaning of convincing and authentic? If you know that your listeners, the receivers are very large in number, and they are going to get the information on internet or any other media like that, then our information, our message should be very clear and it should be convincing, so that it will get more attention. See, on the basis of today's lecture, I have posted here one quiz. You have to solve all the questions of this quiz, okay, and submit it as soon as possible.